Hi Pisces, thank you for joining me here. This is gonna be your free flowing intuitive reading, my friends. So please take it as it resonates, okay? Um, Alright, Pisces, without any further delay, let's get into this. Pisces, first card, two card that we got the singer of intuition and the singer of initiation. And it's hard to can you I really want you to just look at the cards while I talk. That's more helpful. I realize that. Okay, one is 9, one is 7. Okay, the singer of intuition and the singer of initiation. What I'm getting here, Pisces, that you know there is a voice coming from a very suppressed psyche of yourself, a psyche that is there in you, with you, but it not really get heard much. And that is the intuition, the suppressed intuition that here it's coming up, and it's giving you something. It's letting you know something. It's letting you know about something. I cannot specify what it is exactly, but it's letting you know something, and which is like, and you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference when the knowledge is coming from something suppressed, something very almost like a unconscious subconscious source, and there is something that is rational, not rational, like coming from that is mediated through thought that you have think about, that you are coming to a conclusion, and the knowledge has been produced. So you can see that, you can feel the difference. So you if you feel the difference, then this reading is for you. You already tune up with that. So it's like there is this suppressed is coming from this suppressed subconscious unconscious place, and it's asking you to act on it. It's asking you to initiate something. Like, let's say, if you're feeling like, let's say, you are, whatever decision you are trying to make, whether in terms of your job, career, your life path, what you're gonna do tomorrow. It doesn't have to be a bigger or smaller, take it as it resonates. But there is a subconscious, and this not like this like a suppressed place, that something is trying to guide you, something trying to give you an answer, and is asking you to act on that knowledge. Like, let's say your intuition telling, okay, Pisces, let's go to the mountain this weekend, okay? And you are like, okay, what is this coming from? I don't have enough holidays. I just spend my holidays. I am little short on money. I don't have anybody to go with. Oh, it's too cold in the mountain if you're northern hemisphere. So you are like, all this, even with all this logical, maybe you did not even plan for it, but something inside you is telling, Pisces, go to a mountain this weekend. That kind of knowledge I'm talking about, which is not mediated through thoughts or our you understand what I'm trying to say, right? And with the initiation, it's really asking you with the number 9, which is your number. 9 is Pisces number. Like, it's saying that act on it, whatever it is, even if it feels absolutely illogical in your logical brain. Act on it. So there is that kind of nudge, there is that kind of impulse that you are building up within yourself, okay? And then we get this bodacious Buddha, yeah, bodacious Buddha. Like, you are fearful. You are like, because why you are fearful, you are reluctant. More than fear, maybe fear is not the right word here. You are very reluctant to work act on it, because you know what separation is. Pisces in general, okay, let me get into this a little bit. I'm actually coming up with a whole new series of like renewing archetypes of astrology very soon. But here I want to talk to you about something. Many people, I think that in our culture, the way we understand Pisces is a Neptunian, and Neptunian energy is, we talk about imagination, dream, unknown, where we don't know what's going on, all these things. There is certain truth in that. I'm not gonna deny that. There is certain truth in that. But what it does not compass is that Pisces energy is also called shunyata. If you know what shunyata is a Hindi word, or maybe it's Sanskrit. I'm not sure. I think it's Hindi. Maybe it's originated from Sanskrit. Anyway, Shunyata means emptiness, and this emptiness is not void. Actually, Shunyata is the by definition, what Shunyata is, the absence of void. And any kind of, and that emptiness, the absence of void, is the source of origin, source of creation, source of beginning. And there is a whole new thing, Pisces. I'm gonna come with my series. Like, this is ridiculous the way we understand astrology in a very patriarchal schema. It's like that we think that Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. Actually, Pisces is the beginning of the zodiac. Pisces, everything begins from Pisces. If you follow the mythology, like, it actually begins from Pisces in a Balkan, in Greek, in all Egypt. All Pisces is the beginning. Pisces begins the creation, and Pisces is also the most suppressed. Any water sign is suppressed in our patriarchal schema, which we are trying to reclaim, right, in last many years. But it's like that Pisces is also the most suppressed sign, because Pisces, because it's a combination of, it's absolute combination of opposition, absolute combination. Oh my god, there is so much I want to talk to you guys about. So much, like vertex, like combination, chaos and creation, kundalini, so many things. But anyway, right now what I'm trying to say here, that Pisces, because it's an absolute combination of like self and others, and where is the boundary, and that we fear in the status quo of patriarchy, where control and separation and conquer, like a very Churchill kind of mindset, separate and conquer kind of mentality. So when there is no separation, we fear it so much that we call it unknown, imaginative, this and that, something fearful, and we suppressed it. We suppress it so much that we don't even know how to access it. It became a part of your unconscious dream. That's why Piscean energy, if you are strong in Pisces, you are very much, dream is very important to you. Whether you are dreaming with your eyes open, whether you are dreaming with your eyes closed, dream is the cosmic dream, is an important part of your psyche, because it doesn't get any other expression in our very controlled world. That's why Pisces is the most suppressed energy. So you are, there is that in this is like, this is this bodacious bodega, this energy is like, you are like, you are getting this, the inner call of towards something, but you are like very reluctant to act on it, because if like your body, even if your body every day, whatever scale, experience separation of your feelings, separation of your vocalizing of your dream, vocalizing of this unification, the idea of borderless, especially the world we are living in, such a definitive world. Pisces is very hard for any kind of, especially Pisces and water sign, to breathe here, because everything is so definite and definitive, demarked, like everything is categorized. It's very hard. We are like living in a cubicle society. So it's very hard for Piscean energy to merge, like beyond boundary, beyond like when you talk about that, people say, oh, you are this one of these, like, oh, you want to take advantage of people, that's why you don't want to put any boundary. They just, all this kind of projection is going on. So this is the reluctancy, is kind of, it's coming from not conscious fear. It's not that you're feared about going to the mountain. It's not about mountain. Yeah, I'm just giving you an example, right? It's not about mountain. It's about act on your knowledge, which has been collectively, organizedly been suppressed for centuries and centuries. So the fear is embedded within your DNA almost. I mean, not DNA. Fear cannot go that deep. Only love can go that deep. Um, it's almost like your it's like imprinted, so that it feels you feel reluctant, and you feel like, okay, I'm gonna nullify my intuition because not of the fear, but this how this fear created and become a part of your existence and creating this sensation of reluctance. That is this bodacious Buddha here. And then we got this ecstasis. Number two is, is also for me is related to connected with emotion, which connected with Cancerian energy. It's regenerative. It's like that. Look at, think about moon. It's like it comes every night. Like it's like moon and sun is the same thing. Again, I'm getting a little fiery in your reading here. Again, we feel like, oh, like sun suppresses the moon doesn't have his own light, the sun suppresses the moon, and moon dies when some sun comes. Nobody says the sun dies when moon comes, because it's patriarchal society, right? Sun is associated with patriarch, sun is associated with masculinity. So like, it's not that. It's actually sun and moon is like a absolute symbiotic. It's a symbiosis. It's like one comes, one goes, one comes, one goes. It's like a dance between dark and night. All this kind of opposition, like any kind of opposition that we see in astrological chart as well. Pisces, Virgo, Libra, Aries, all this, like our entire world, the way we see it is the combination of polarity, and how to bring those polarity in order to create a holistic whole. That's the whole point. Again, the holistic whole is shunyata, where the creation begins. So this number two is Cancerian energy, which is regenerative energy. The Cancerian energy, this moon, you cannot suppress your emotion. It's gonna come out. No matter what. It's a water cannot be suppressed. It's gonna come out. So there's a regenerative, and it's like, no matter how reluctant you are, the potency of this intuition is very vibrant. The potency of this intuition is absolutely electric in your body, in your mind, and it's creating a sense of excitement, it's creating a sense of rejuvenation. Oh, I am again connecting with my intuition. Maybe it's very hard to connect with our intuition when there is so much of external force to subdue, and not everybody can live like take life as a battle, every fight. Many people, many of us, we feel like, okay, I want peace, I want harmony, so I'm gonna go along with this separation rather than fighting every day, like Aries mentality, like, which is very good. But why everything has to be battle to begin with? Because our whole archetype is based on negation and deduction and castration. Is so detrimental and poisonous and hectic to our being, but it's a whole different series. But anyway, so you feel very electrifying. That you are again connecting with that, even though you are reluctant, but this surfacing out, and it making you happy. That even though you are reluctant, that is surfacing out, but you are happy at the same time that is coming out. It's like that. I have noticed many, I travel a lot, and I go to different places, and I really do not travel like a tourist. I just go there to see culture, and like really, like, I just want to see life in a different format, in a different environment and space. And I have seen that people, especially in domestic setup, if a mother is absolutely domesticated by the father and the family and all that, all they do is just raising children and cooking food and maybe do some agriculture work. I'm not saying those are absolutely necessary and beautiful, but what I'm saying, when this work is opposed on them or imposed on them in the form of labor, in the form of pressure, then it's become very almost like a domesticated taming going on. So most of I have seen the women who are kind of living in that kind of very pressurized, kind of forced environment. They are very like let's say they have a daughter, okay, and the parents do not allow daughter to go to school or have as ambition as a guy can have. So the mother, who is also oppressed and suppressed, they may be on, like if their daughter says, okay mom, I'm gonna leave this village and I'm gonna go in the city and study, the first thing that mother gonna say, usually they say, oh, what your family gonna say, nobody did that, it's gonna cost so much money, who is gonna do this domestic work, who is gonna cook food for family and all this, who is gonna help me. But that's their like a very material reaction, because it's coming from this oppressive suppressed mode. But I have noticed that instinctually they feel very good, they feel like, oh, I want you to be free because I couldn't be, I want you to go and learn and see the world. But even though the words are coming up in line up with the patriarchal rules, but their emotion is regenerative. It's very happy. They feel like, oh my God, my daughter got that fire and courage that maybe I did not have. So it's like that kind of joy. At the same time, even though they are trying to tame that joy as per the rules that has been imposed, so it's like that kind of, ecstasis number two. It's like a regenerative happiness you are feeling that is coming to the surface again. At the same time, you are reluctant to act on it. Because why? Soul shrinker, again, it's it's like you are reluctant to act on it because you have been isolated because of that. You have been called names for because of that. Maybe like if you talked about your too much of idea of dream and unification, people gonna say, people do not understand you, or not your energy as a collective, as a society. You felt cast out. You felt, it doesn't have to be that dramatic in a physical form, but you emotionally felt it, and that emotion is so traumatic and painful that you don't want to feel it again. So you feel like, no, I don't wanna go there, because if I go there, there is a lot of pain and coming, and I don't want to be rejected, I don't want to be talked upon, I don't want to be all this thing, I don't want to experience all this thing. I would rather just go with the suppression, because that's I'm used to. But it's not gonna happen, because your intuition is like all coming on the surface and you're ecstatic about it. But the duality, again, look at this, like every experience that we have, there is a sense of duality. Because life is, like if we really look at the nature, it is all about duality. It is all about having the same agenda, but forming in a different medium, presenting in a different way, and how to calibrate that and bring it together. And that is very, very interesting to do. So there is like this again, like there is a lot of pain involved here. And maybe you may say, oh, I'm happy go lucky, I don't feel that pain. Because you don't feel that pain because you could not allow yourself to feel that, because it was soul shrinker. It was like it gonna shrink your fucking like fire, shrink your fucking joy that you're trying to have in the moment. So you kind of went along with the flow, went along with the suppression, went along with the adjustment, compromise, and accepting that as a normality. And so you feel that threaten again. You feel that you are feeling that. But like here, fairy godmother 50 25 7, and that's what intuition 7. Fairy godmother is here, is saying, this time take it, Pisces. This time take it. I know it was painful. I know you had to go through all these things, all kind of rejection, all kind of ridicule, people may call you weird. I don't know, this and that, calling names. You might have lost your close friends because of your idea, how you look at, how you experience life. Then you feel like, what's the point of vocalizing it if I'm losing everybody that I really, really want to be with? If they cannot accept me who I am, I would rather be who they can accept. At least I'm going to be with them. So the fairy godmother is saying, take this intuition, act on it. Act on it. This time it's giving you, it's like I'm getting this absolute. I really, if you follow my channel, you will always know that I never really give that, oh, do this, do that, but I'm really getting this. Fairy godmother is insisting on you to act on this intuition. Even though there is like a lot of, the fairy godmother understand the gloomy doom. You may feel sometimes that you won't be able to take this apple and really take this chance to act on this intuition for a change, for all time's sake. And that depressed you, that depresses you. It feels like there is, you cannot, sometimes you feel like you cannot just, be. It's so hard. It's not that you don't know how to be, you know exactly how to be, and you have a strong sense of being. But when it comes to really being in the really real world, you feel there is this, you feel sadness, you feel, because there is like so much of loss, so much of separation that has happened. And it's like, it's not, and when I again saying separation, it doesn't have to be individual that you have felt physical, emotional trauma. It's just the energy is in the air, the suppressive energy is in the air, and you feel that, and there is like so much of sadness that comes with it. It feels like eternal sadness. Oh, Pisces, I really feel you. But here the fairy godmother here, Pisces, I'm gonna show it to you again. If you think that you could build up that courage, to bring out a warrior out of you without fighting, then take this apple. Because fairy godmother is here, is asking you to do that. And maybe you are not ready, and not because you are not ready, not because of that, but I understand what this sadness is coming from. I do. But if you are absolutely fed up of this sadness and cannot take this sadness, then what's worse can be? Take this intuition, act on it. Even if it is a small scale, even if you have to just about going to the mountain during like cold weekend by yourself or anybody or whosoever. How small this instinctual nudge is, this intuitive nudge is, if you can just act on it in a smaller way, you will feel much more empowering. Because you are listening to something that is very ingrained in you, that is just you, coming from you, nobody else. If you feel that courage, if you feel like taking, take it. Alright, Pisces, I hope you get something out of it, and I will talk to you next time, okay? Take care. Bye-bye.